Welcome, everyone. This is the MasterClass. My name is Patrick Nazareth. I have around 30 years of experience teaching, and I would like to help you dispel your doubts, should you have any. Today, we look at the chapter Virtually True, written by Paul Stewart. Paul Stewart, who was born in London in 1955, is a British writer writing primarily children's books. He is well known for co-authoring the Edge Chronicles along with illustrator Chris Riddell. He writes on various genres including picture books, young adult and fiction, and fantasy. Themes of adventure, alternate realities, and the boundaries between the real and the imaginary dominate in his work. He particularly looks at how technology intersects with human consciousness and reality. His writing style combines accessible prose with sophisticated concepts, making complex ideas about virtual reality, consciousness, and technology easily comprehensible to young readers. Who among us doesn't like to play video games? It is a welcome escape from the reality that we are in every day. We are introduced to a boy attempting to read a newspaper on a running train. A woman is holding the newspaper across from him, and he realizes the newspaper article carries a name, Sebastian Shultz, that is known to him. What has happened to this boy? This boy has been in a coma, but he has suddenly woken up. The lady's hand slips and he looks at the picture that is revealed, and then he realizes the Sebastian Shultz that he is thinking of, the boy that he is thinking of, is the same as in that picture. But how? He has never even met this boy. His mind travels back in time to a month ago. Where was he? He had gone to the computer fair with his father. His father was a computer geek. He was interested in buying all the newest technologies that came out. As a result, their home computer had such immersive sound, such beautiful speakers, such powerful processors that playing games on it made everything almost come to life. At the computer fair, they had come across a new concept of game. They were called psycho games. Basically, you plugged them in and it felt as if you were inside the game itself. You played the game simply by thinking about what you would do. They come back from the fair, and the first thing our friend does is, of course, start to play the game. He plays a game called the Wild West. He is a sheriff in the game, a law enforcer. He walks into the saloon, orders a drink, and then he is faced down by the villain, Big Jed, who challenges him to a duel. Before they can leave the saloon, a second sheriff comes in, and the boy knows instantly that something is wrong, because this is another boy just like himself, a young boy dressed as a sheriff. What does the sheriff want? Forget the game, forget the duel. Just follow me. They ran down the corridor and ended up in the back of the saloon. Come on, said the sheriff, and he jumped out of the window onto a horse. Our friend followed him, and both of them rushed off in a cloud of dust. Again, our friend asked, "Who are you?" No answer. But there was a shot, and the second sheriff was hit, fell over, and died. Game over was announced on the screen. Our friend took off the visor that he was wearing to play the game. He looked at it. He looked at the headphones. Why was everything so real? He looked at the score. Quite a low score. Then he noticed his printer was working. What was printed on the paper? There was a picture of the sheriff in the game. This time though, the boy was simply wearing a t-shirt and a pair of jeans. It was a plea to help him. He was asked to play another game called Dragon Quest. Our friend wanted to play the game immediately, but it was late, so he had to wait till the next day. The next morning, he puts in the game Dragon Quest, boots it, and he is transported inside a medieval castle. In the castle, there is a princess looking for him to rescue her from a dragon. But just when he's wondering what to do, the cupboard bursts open and out pops this boy. "Come on," he says. He cuts off the long hair that the princess has, ties her plaits into a rope, and slides down the landing. The dragon appears. And what do dragons have? Flaming breath. Fire engulfs them. They avoid it. But the dragon is not interested in our friend. He is simply interested in Sebastian Schultz. So even though our friend tries to protect him, pulling out his sword, it is too late. The dragon kills the boy. A message flashes again. Game over. Again, there was a message in the printer. From Sebastian, "Please don't give up. Let's try another game called Jailbreak. Perhaps we'll be lucky this time." There was no point for our friend to even figure out what was the reason for him to play this game. He just knew he was going to do it. He ends up inside the game. Sebastian and him are sharing a cell. Obviously, Sebastian has a plan. There is a jailbreak. They are out onto the roof. A helicopter comes down to rescue them. Behind them, sirens are going off. Dogs are barking. Prison gates are clanging shut. And just as they are about to get into the helicopter, the door bursts open. Guards come out. Dogs rush at them. Sebastian takes a step backwards. Unfortunately, he trips over the edge of the roof and falls down, hitting the concrete. He dies. Game over flashes again. This time, no message in the printer. Our friend plays all three games again and again. Wild West, Dragon Quest, Jailbreak, but there is no sign of Sebastian. He is no longer dressed as a sheriff, no longer as a knight, no longer as a prisoner. Then again, he hears from Sebastian, again through the same device, a printer, prints out a paper, asking him whether he would consider trying to rescue Sebastian one more time. He asks him to go for a game called Warzone. Our friend puts on his visor. He is drawn into the game. He is in a war zone, literally. Bullets are flying all around him. There are shells flying overhead. There is smoke. There is destruction everywhere. Sebastian appears. They run away and a tank comes to attack them. They find a jeep, get in, and they're running away from the tank. The tank is coming for them. Sebastian slams on the brakes. There's a helicopter waiting for them. The helicopter starts to go upwards. Our friend looks around. Sebastian has not come onto the helicopter. He looks back. The jeep has stopped. And Sebastian, he has frozen. Perhaps with fear. Perhaps he's afraid of what will come next. The tank from behind hits the jeep. The force of the impact throws Sebastian into the air. As he tumbles through the air, our friend reaches out through the helicopter and catches him by the hand, pulling into the helicopter. And the helicopter flies upward and outward. As it flies high into the sky, everything suddenly turns white. Game over. But this time, our friend has won the game. There is a high score flashing, 40 million points. He's happy that he has won the game. That was what he thought yesterday. Now, seeing the paper, he is not sure. Sebastian Shultz has been stuck in a coma. And for a month, he has been playing these video games. And just as he won the game yesterday, Sebastian Schultz, he wakes from his coma. Surely there's some connection there. Our friend checks the news on the net and then he finds the total story. It appeared that Sebastian was playing these games. He was plugged into the Psycho Drive games when his car had an accident. Perhaps his consciousness had got trapped into the game. But how did he get those same games? Scrolling down, he discovers the answer. The games had been stolen from the hospital. His father, in the newspaper article, had no clue where they had gone. But our friend knew. They had gone to the computer fair where he had brought them and had begun to play them. And in doing so, had perhaps saved Sebastian. This is confirmed when he gets an email from Sebastian, who thanks him. Michael, it says, thank you for saving my life. He asks that they perhaps could meet up soon. A real message from a real person called Sebastian. Michael is confused, but he understands something amazing had happened. Is it possible that actually Sebastian had got sucked into the games? Is it possible that Michael had actually saved him? Why not? All Michael has to say is that whatever he has described is absolutely true. Oh well, virtually true that is. Because as you and I know, virtual means confined to computers. Who are the characters in the story then? Michael, who is the narrator and the protagonist. He's a teenage boy, a passionate lover of video games. An intelligent, observant, analytical. He is determined and persistent. He doesn't give up on the video games despite repeated failures. Sebastian Shultz, a 14-year-old schoolboy from South London, who is also a computer games enthusiast. Michael's dad, who owns the best computer equipment possible. He's enthusiastic about technology and gadgets. Mrs. Schultz and Mr. Schultz, Sebastian's mother and father, loving, concerned, caring parents. They plan to buy replacement games soon for the ones that have been stolen. Then there are the game characters like Black-Eyed Jed, who is the fastest gun in the West. You have Princess Aurora, the fair princess who needs to be rescued. You have the dragon, who is the evil villain. The prison guards and dogs who try to prevent their escape. The helicopter pilot in both Jailbreak and Warzone. You have the tank operators, again the antagonists in Warzone. There is the woman on the train reading a newspaper with Sebastian's article in it. This provides Michael with crucial information. What are the settings in the story then? The present time, on a train reading a newspaper. Where are we? There are real-world settings. There is the train, where Michael learns about Sebastian's recovery. There is Michael's home, or the power base, where Michael has his computer set up, which he uses to access computer games. There is the computer fair, where both Michael and his father go to and purchase gadgets and the video games. South London, where Sebastian Schultz lives, and the General Hospital, where he is in a coma. What literary devices are used by the author? Firstly, foreshadowing. The games, being not new, hint that they have been used before. It is a mystery to their origin. Sebastian's urgent pleas. It suggests something is out of the ordinary. The newspaper headline, which we get at the beginning, creates suspense. There is the frame narrative. How the boy in the train flashes back to what he had done in order to save Sebastian. Suspense. You are building tension despite repeated failed rescue attempts and mysterious messages. There is irony. Dramatic. We as readers know Sebastian is a real person before even Michael. There is situational irony. A video game character turns out to be a real person. The title itself, virtually true. What seems virtual, what seems unreal, is actually real. Symbolism. The helicopter representing escape from the trap state, whether in game or in the coma. Each game representing different attempts to get Sebastian back to consciousness. The score of 40 million symbolizing complete success. There's a parallel structure. The accident in the game parallels Sebastian's real-life accident. There are science fiction elements. Virtual reality, consciousness transfer, mind-computer interlink. Repetition, game over, comes across multiple times. Sebastian pleading always for help. The rescue theme, recurring in every video game. There is imagery, vivid descriptions of each game, whether it is the Wild West setting of the first game, whether it is the medieval setting of Dragon Quest, whether it is the war-tone appearance of Warzone. Metaphor, the games as a bridge between consciousness and a coma. Juxtaposition, virtual reality versus actual reality, consciousness and the coma. Personification, the computer saving Sebastian's memory. What are the themes in the story then? The boundary between virtual and real, how technology blurs the lines between what we consider real and what we consider unreal, between digital and physical experiences. Consciousness and identity. Where does consciousness reside? Can it be saved in a computer? Can it be saved as a digital form? Perseverance and determination. Michael makes repeated, continuous attempts to try and save Sebastian despite his failures, and at the end, he succeeds. The power of technology. The dangers, like what happened during the accident, and the potential. It can bring a person back. It can store consciousness. Friendship and loyalty. Michael's commitment to helping a stranger. Communication across boundaries. Sebastian reaches out even though he is in a coma. He reaches out from the state in which he is trapped. Faith and chance. Seemingly random purchase of games that turned out to be the key to Sebastian coming out of his coma. The interconnectedness of lives. One person's actions can produce something that can affect somebody else's survival. That's the lesson there for you then. I do hope I have been able to help. If I have, do remember to like, subscribe and share. Remember, there are others who would be requiring our help. Thank you so much for watching.